How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the GBBJ once again. And on this one, guys, I'm joined by Shans and London. Boys, what up?
What up? What's happening?
Guys, we're going to be doing the preview for Manchester United versus Valencia in the Champions League. It's the second game in the Champions League after our win over BSC Young Boys in Bern. And let's go into this one, guys, and let's see if we can hopefully get some positivity out of this one. Shans, kick us off, man. What you know about Valencia?
Valencia at the moment are in patchy form. They've won 2 of their last 6 games, drawn a couple, and lost 3. So they're not in their best form, but they've got players who can step up to Champions League game against Manchester United. The likes of Batshuayi, last season playing at Chelsea. He's at Valencia at the moment, so we'll have to watch out for him. And Rodrigo was firing for Spain, but not so much at the home club. 1 goal this season. So they're going to terrorize our defense, needless to say. It's going to be a tough match, but we can pull our heads together and work towards the win.
Fair enough. London, Champions League football for Manchester United. What do you think is going to happen in this one, man?
I wouldn't be surprised if they pull out of a performance. I just, from what I've noticed this season, is that I think especially when we spoke about it, when there's like an expectation of them to win, they go in with the wrong attitude. When they go in where they're not so much the favourites as such, and they are playing against a decent side, they tend to pull out a result from somewhere, whether it's a good or bad performance, they still get a decent result. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not too sure what the score will be, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a positive result for Man United.
I hope you're right, but you're right. When we go into a game where it's sort of 50-50, or we look like we've got the disadvantage, we tend to come up with a performance. And it's been the case when we've obviously had a trot of bad performances. We usually come out with a bang in the games that follow. Hopefully that's the case for this one. And then it means we're, 2-0 in the Champions League till this point. And then we got Juventus next, which we obviously have to be wary of because Ronaldo obviously had that red turn suspension overturned. So he only missed 1 game, which means he will be facing Manchester United. Obviously, Ronaldo is going to be a threat in that game. But for now, Valencia is going to be the hurdle that we need to get over. And we need to put in a performance here. More than anything else, besides all the talk of Mourinho and Pogba and all the rest of that, the rest of our team can still show the quality that they've got. I'm hoping that Dalot gets a start again. Yes, it's obviously a bigger challenge going up against Valencia, who, on paper, definitely a more experienced team in the Champions League than Young Boys. They obviously propose better attacking quality, like Shannon was saying, with Batshuayi and Rodrigo, who are 2 fantastic players. Obviously a club where Pereira was on loan last season. Hopefully we see him come into the squad as well, because he hasn't had very many run of games at the moment. But there's a couple of changes that can be made. I think Lukaku should be dropped for this game, and I think Rashford should start. Obviously coming on and performing so well, in the short time that he was on the field against Hammers and getting his goal. Hopefully he can come on and, he keeps on that streak. We've got to give him the opportunity first so that he can actually, find some form. Shans, anything else to add for this one? Anything you're looking forward to? Any matchups? Or hoping to see anyone in our starting lineup?
Like you say, I would like to see Pereira get a run just to change it up and get some young blood out there to boost our confidence and cut in with some of the playing at the moment. Rashford probably won't get a start that game, but you just never know. Lukaku might come away with the goal and carry that into the Premier League season. So hopefully we can get a win, but Neto's a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah. London, any threats you see that they have, or what do you want to see from Manchester United in changing this game?
Look, to be honest, I don't really know much about Valencia this season. Just in regards to Man United, you're going to want them to show a bit more of a positive approach to the game, because I just think there's been too many games. As you've been saying before, it's very slow with their approach, and it don't look like there's any style, like they don't have any direction with what they're doing. So it'll be good to see if they've got some sort of cutting edge going forward. Because I think getting it right going forward takes a lot of pressure off the back four. I think the more chances that they miss or they don't really create, again, causes a lot of pressure, especially in the Champions League. If you don't take your chance in Champions League, you get punished.
Yeah.
So you're going to want them to really put the pressure on Valencia and try and dominate the game from the start.
Definitely. Guys, I've got a question for the two of you that I've just thought in my head. Does Pogba start? Yes or no?
Yes.
London?
Yeah.
Begrudgingly.
For sure. For me, I think he doesn't start. I think he doesn't start because I think now this whole thing between him and Mourinho, whether he plays or whether he doesn't play or whether he starts and then gets substituted or whether he's not in the starting lineup, I think the conversation's always going to be there. I think at the moment what's happening is he's being affected by the narrative that's been spat out by the media, and I think even if there wasn't an underlying problem with them before, I think the media and the talk and the general vibe that's out there at the moment is putting a strain on his ability to perform, because we haven't seen consistent performance from Pogba, and I think maybe he needs to be rested. Like I said with Sanchez being out of the squad, we've looked better for not having Sanchez there. Sanchez having that rest might be better for him as well, and he might come in and his form might return. Lukaku needs to be benched as well, I believe, and give Rashford an opportunity. Rashford has been brighter in that last game against the Hammers, more so than Lukaku has been in, I think, the last 2, 3, 4 games. So I think he needs to get that opportunity. Martial was given the opportunity against Hammers and he looked like a dangerous player. He also played against Derby, and I'm sure London, your mate that plays at Derby, said that he was one pretty much terrorizing them. So I think he continues to play. Whether he plays Martial as the centre forward or Rashford as the centre forward, or a dream formation for me would be the formation that we played against Hammers with 2 up top with Rashford and Martial. That would be deadly. And then maybe Sanchez comes back in on that left hand side and Jesse comes back on the right. I think Jesse was a big miss in that Hammers game, and I think he'll be better for having the break when we need him now, because arguably if Mourinho does a clean sweep of the group stages and beats Valencia coming up, beats Juventus, and then beats Young Boys on the other side, we obviously go through to the knockout stages, the round of 16, and I think there'll be a bit of forgiveness if he can make his way deep into the Champions League. That's if he gets the opportunity. He needs to change around, the atmosphere and the way that things are working at the moment, but we won't feed into that and we won't keep going with that narrative. So let's hope for the best in this game, and let's hope Manchester United can get the result. I'm telling you right now, I don't think I can take much more performances like the one we saw on the weekend. Guys, I want to thank Shans and London for joining me once again. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Check us out on all our social media platforms. And we'll catch you in the next one. Shot.